All right, this is where things get super interesting here on Great Taste of Manitoba. Product expert, Manitoba Liquor and Lotteries, Ben Rush. You had quite the task, so I'm interested to see how you're going to pair this up here with your beverages. But first, Ellen Pruden, Manitoba canola growers. Recap our recipes. We had so much fun today.
Oh, it was great. So we did a beet pesto, and then we made that beet pesto linguine. And the beet pesto has those really earthy tones to it, the walnuts, the Parmesan cheese, a little salty, but then, you know, taking a few ingredients and making the linguine out of this world. The jicama slaw with the sauteed shrimp tacos, again, really nice and light. Jicama has that crispness and with a little bit of savory, and then the sauteed shrimp with the chili powders, really great for entertaining. And then we ended off with our baked maple donuts, super sweet but not too sweet, a little healthy, and all made with the heart-healthy canola oil.
The recipes for this show and the complete series of Great Tastes are available on the GreatTastesMB.ca website. And one recipe from today's show will be in the classified section of the Winnipeg Free Press.
Ben, you had a lot of different things that you had to work with here, so get started. Tell us how you figured this one out.
This has been a real eye-opener because we've got donuts happening, we've got beets, which I have to admit, not a big fan of, but you made me a convert. Like, I'm totally a convert. My wife is going to be very pleased about this. So we've got a couple of drinks happening here. We've got a whiskey cocktail, a whiskey coffee, and a cider. So you might see kind of a theme happening here,
Bit
right?
of a whiskey. So does this have anything to do with Whiskey Fest?
Yes. Whiskey Fest is coming up 2016, March 3rd and 4th. Great opportunity to try a ton of different whiskeys and try it with foods and whatnot. So let's talk about whiskeys and foods and whatnots. So for the first dish, we had the beet pesto with the linguine, right? So what we've done is we're going to match it with a cocktail called a Presbyterian. And what a Presbyterian is an ounce and a half or so of Canadian Club 12-year-old whiskey. Fantastic whiskey on its own, but really great in a cocktail. I find the better the quality of the whiskeys, the better the quality of the cocktails become. So to that, we're going to add a bit of ginger ale and club soda to your liking. You know, you don't have to be exact. And then add a little twist of lime to it. And it's a super refreshing drink that works really well with the pesto, right? Because it's got a bit of a channel changer, and it's a palate refresher too. It keeps things interesting because you have those really earthy flavors, and the flavors in the ginger and stuff, the ginger ale and the whiskey really work well with that kind of a thing. So the next up was the jicama salad and the sauteed shrimp tacos, okay? So with that, the jicama, the texture of jicama reminds me a bit of apple. So the first thing that happened to my head was, ciders. So I was thinking about the Angry Orchard cider. It's made by the guys who make the Sam Adams beer, that kind of thing. So these guys are really great at making what they do. They do it very well. It's got that nice, intense apple flavor. Again, not too sweet, but it's got enough delicate flavors to work really, really well with the shrimp tacos, because you don't want to overpower shrimp, right? Because it's got a lot of cool flavors happening anyway. The baked maple donuts, I had fun with that, okay?
Yeah, I bet.
Like, wow.
Wow.
You talk about a party in the mouth. And what I did was a kind of a party in the mouth with the cocktail I made here. It's a coffee drink. So just get coffee. You can add milk or not. And what I've added to that was the Knob Creek smoked maple bourbon to it.
Bourbon,
maple,
of course.
maple, just a party in the mouth. It just worked extremely well. It was absolutely delicious.
This is awesome, Ben, Ellen, but I got to be honest, I want to get back to those maple baked donuts, so we're going to do that. Thank you very much for joining us, and I hope you will join us again next week when we will get grilling with turkey and Manitoba turkey producers. Thank you for joining us on Great Taste of Manitoba.
Great Tastes of Manitoba is presented by Manitoba Liquor Mart. Great Tastes is brought to you by GreatTastesMB.ca. Local farms, local foods. Great Taste is sponsored by Manitoba Agriculture, Food and Rural Development. Great Tastes is produced in cooperation with participating Manitoba Commodities and Manitoba Agriculture, Food and Rural Development. Promotional consideration is provided by the Winnipeg Free Press. We're there for you. Great Tastes is produced by Frank Digital.